Morning guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always guys, welcome back and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I'd like to introduce you to the dumbass of the day. Bam, there he is. This dude right here is Suffian Johnson, age 36, from Plymouth, Pennsylvania. Shout out Plymouth. Ladies and gentlemen, this man was locked up last week and faces more than a dozen charges. I'm not going to tell you what he did. I'll let the news tell you, but I just want you to look at how this guy acts when he's taken out of the police car. If you don't think the common criminal nowadays is not scared of incarceration, and you think the current judicial system and punishment, the way they dish out punishments, is deterring crime, you are sadly mistaken. And here's your proof. Look.
Begin with breaking news this noon out of Luzerne County. A man is arrested in connection with what police are describing as a crime spree that included burglarizing homes and alleged attempted sexual assault. The I-Team's Andy Mahalchik is working this story. He joins us live in Nanticoke. Andy, what have you learned?
Well, good afternoon, Mark. I can tell you, investigators told me they've never seen anything quite like this. The suspect we're about to show you allegedly broke into the apartment, a sealed apartment building, and tried to break into several apartments, and again, did try to allegedly sexually assault a woman inside their apartment. Let me show you some video, Mark, taken just a short time ago when this man, 36-year-old Suffian Johnson from Plymouth, was brought in on numerous charges, 13 including assault, criminal attempt, break-in, burglary, theft. It all began last night, according to police, at around 11:30 last night at an apartment complex on East Main Street in Plymouth. They got some calls from people inside the apartment that there was somebody in there fighting with a neighboring resident in an apartment building. Police got there. Their challenge was getting into the building because it's a locked building. In fact, at one point, the officer told me they're looking through the window and actually saw Johnson assaulting one of the residents inside the apartment building. Altogether, 5 apartments involved. A woman said that she was held down against her will and threatened with a knife by Suffian Johnson. Altogether, 2 other people also threatened with a knife. One resident, according to a criminal arrest affidavit, he tried to stab this resident 3 times with a knife. He was taken into custody and arraigned a short time ago. Again, Mark, we're still working out the details, working on the story. More to come coming on later editions of 2822 News on air and, of course, on PAHomepage.com. Now, by the way, District Judge Don Whitaker did not set bail. Johnson apparently was out on bail on drug charges, and because he violated the terms of those bail agreements, he does not have bail under this situation at all. Again, about 13 charges, more coming up later on 2822 News. Back to you.
Right, folks, let's read this thing real quick about this guy, Suffian Johnson. Don't give a fuck. Listen. Break-ins, burglaries, and physical assaults, and an attempted sexual assault. These are just some of the acts police say were committed on a crime spree inside a Plymouth apartment building overnight. 36-year-old Suffian Johnson is locked up and facing more than a dozen charges. Investigators say that the crime spree took place just before midnight inside an apartment building on West Main Street here in Plymouth, Pennsylvania. Police said Johnson also carried a knife and threatened to slit the throat of one tenant. Suffian Johnson is brought to the district court in Nanticoke to face more than a dozen charges in connected with a crime spree, say the likes of which they have never seen before in the city. 911 received a call around 11:30 p.m. and about an unknown male inside an apartment building breaking in and trying to break into other apartments. According to the arrest affidavit, a woman was watching TV when she heard a loud bang and her door flung open. She saw Johnson and told him to get out. She called police. According to arrest papers, Johnson attempted to sexually assault the woman even as police were outside the apartment building and were trying to get in. In fact, officers say they were looking through a window and witnessed Johnson attacking the tenant. According to the criminal complaint, Johnson threatened to slit the throat of the woman and tried to stab a male tenant. Plymouth police got in and took Johnson into custody. Pastor Rodney Haraway is a friend of Johnson and was actually talking to Johnson outside the apartment building at about 5:30 p.m. Wednesday. He seemed to be upbeat. He did tell me he was under some pressure. I just told him my card. I just told him my card's here. What the hell does that mean? I tried to get his number, but he told me he didn't have a phone at the time. I feel kind of anyway. What the hell? I feel kind of away because maybe if he had my number, he could have called me, Pastor Haraway explained. I met him. He used to go to a program. He was trying to get himself together. It was a drug treatment program that he was in and that I was a part of. He used to come every week. He had a distinctive name. Me and him, both good friends. I used to see him around town, always encouraging, Pastor Haraway said. District Judge Don Whitaker denied bail. He will have a hearing in 2 weeks. Police say nobody was injured in the crime spree. Guys, that's the story of this dude, Suffian Johnson. Guy with a drug addiction, high as a kite when they took him out of the police car, stomping his feet, smiling, happy as hell, in handcuffs. They don't care. They don't care about going to jail. Guys in the drug treatment program was talking to a pastor outside, and then he decided to go in there and try to rape women and attack people, breaking in people's apartments. This lady said she in there watching TV. The door kick open. Boom! Like Wu-Tang. Kaboom! Guess who stepped in the room? Damn, you got a fat ass, and he attacked her. Still was trying to do his dirt to her while the police was looking through the window like, stop, trying to get in there. Under the influence, man. Drugs is bad, man. They had you doing some of the crazy stuff. He was hiding. That's the courthouse. He going in the courthouse. Happy as hell. Make it make sense. Make any of this make sense. They're not scared of jail. Punishment is not working. See, I'm going to tell you something. A long time ago, I think people had a lot of pride in themselves and being shamed of certain things, and crimes was done in the dark rather than how they are done now in broad fucking daylight. And people were shameful. They felt shame when they got caught. Nowadays, it ain't like that. Got to remember, back in the day when these punishments was first dished out, people had a sense of pride. They had a sense of, reasoning. America was different. It was a stronger family structure. Men acted like men and women was more nurturing. These old laws are still in place. Oh, we'll lock somebody up. We'll take their freedom and give them time to think. There are drugs in the damn jail like they are in the street. They're not missing nothing. Nothing is taken away from them to where they can ponder and say, you know what? I fucked my life up. And that's the problem. We need to change the punishments. And we need to get drugs out of here too. I'm serious. A lot of you guys that watch my video sometimes suffered from drug addictions at one time or another. God bless you. A lot of y'all were products of parents, and you seen how drugs destroy homes, sometimes the home you in. A lot of y'all are lucky to make it out alive. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I have a problem with the country that claims they doing something and it's a war on drugs. I don't see it. I don't see it. You know where this shit is coming from, yet you can't stop it. But you got satellites up in the air that can tell if a dime is heads or tails from space. I'm done with this, man. Either way, man, this guy's not scared. A lot of times going to jail is better than being on the streets. Look at him. He had on green, looked like rain boots with superhero underoos or pajamas on. And he got locked up like that. He was outside dressed like that. That tell you he don't give a fuck. And he don't care where he going because he's used to going there. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. You change the punishment, you'll damn sure change the people.